Anita stared at her reflection in the mirror, her face pale and tired. The past few weeks had taken their toll. Her days were a whirlwind of tears, anger, and plotting. But no matter how much she tried to focus on revenge, an emptiness lingered within her. What will I gain from ruining his life? She asked herself, yet the pain of betrayal pushed her to keep going. Femi, on the other hand, was struggling with his own guilt. His family had started asking questions about Anita's absence. He dodged them, giving vague excuses, but he knew it was only a matter of time before the truth came out. His relationship with Stephen was also strained. Their once joyful connection now felt tainted by Femi's lies. One afternoon, Anita's phone rang. It was Stephen. She hesitated before answering. "What do you want?" she snapped. "I need to talk to you, Anita," Stephen said softly. "Please, just hear me out." Reluctantly, she agreed to meet him at a quiet cafe. Stephen arrived first, looking nervous. When Anita walked in, her cold gaze pierced through him. "Speak," she said, sitting down without pleasantries. Stephen took a deep breath. "I'm sorry for everything. I didn't know Femi was married at first. By the time I found out, I cared about him too much to let go. I know that doesn't justify anything, but I wanted you to know the truth." Anita folded her arms. "Do you expect me to forgive you?" "No," Stephen replied. "But I think you deserve better than this anger. It's eating you alive." "I'm not your enemy, Anita. Femi made his choices. So did I. But holding on to this pain will only hurt you more." His words stung, but they also planted a seed of doubt in her mind. Meanwhile, rumors about their marriage continued to spread. A family member leaked details to a local gossip blog, and soon, the story of Anita and Femi's failed marriage became public. People whispered behind Anita back at church and at work. Some pitied her, others mocked her. Femi faced his own backlash. His parents confronted him one evening, their voices filled with anger and disappointment. "Why didn't you tell us, Femi?" his mother cried. "We could have helped you. Instead, you dragged an innocent woman into this mess." "I was scared," Femi shouted back, tears streaming down his face. "Do you know what it's like to live a lie every single day? To feel like the world will never accept you for who you are?" His father shook his head. "You're our son. We would have loved you regardless. But now, you've hurt everyone, including yourself." A step toward peace. One evening, Anita received a letter in the mail. It was from Femi. "Anita," it began. "I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I need to tell you how sorry I am. I was selfish and cowardly. I never wanted to hurt you, but my actions did exactly that. I hope one day you find happiness, even if it's without me." Reading his words brought fresh tears to her eyes. For the first time, she felt a sliver of compassion for him. She realized that Femi was just as trapped as she was, albeit in a different way. Months later, Anita and Femi ran into each other at a charity event. Both looked surprised but managed polite smiles. "I didn't think you'd be here," Anita said. "I almost didn't come," Femi admitted. "But I'm glad I did. You look, well." "Thanks," she said. There was an awkward pause before she added, "I read your letter. And I'm still angry," she admitted. "But I'm also tired of being angry. I don't know if I can forgive you, Femi, but I'm trying." His eyes welled up. "That means more to me than you know." Finding closure. In the following weeks, Anita began therapy to walk through her pain. She joined a support group for women dealing with betrayal and slowly started rebuilding her life. She enrolled in a business course and opened a small catering business, a dream she had put on hold during her marriage. Femi also sought help, coming out fully to his family and friends. It wasn't easy, but he found support in unexpected places. His relationship with Stephen ended, but it allowed him to focus on finding himself without the weight of secrecy, forgiveness, and hope. A year later, Anita and Femi met again, this time intentionally. Over coffee, they talked openly for the first time since their split. "I don't hate you anymore," Anita said. "But I think we both needed to go through this to grow." "I agree," Femi said. "I hope you find someone who truly deserves you, Anita. You're an amazing woman." "And I hope you find peace," she replied. As they parted ways, both felt a sense of closure. Their story was painful, but it had taught them about love, identity, and the importance of honesty. In the end, Anita realized that forgiveness wasn't about excusing what happened, it was about freeing herself from the chains of bitterness. Femi learned that living authentically was worth the risk, no matter how hard it seemed.